Stephen A. Smith here, reporting live off the coast of New Jersey and New York. Hurricane Sandy is occurring right now. As you can see, it's very white, very windy, and very wet. This hurricane originated off the coast of Central America with winds up to 115 miles per hour. It crashed through the Caribbean up the East Coast, and then finally to where I am now. This is a tragic event. If I were you, I would take shelter, because it's gonna be a wet one. Stephen A. Smith coming to you live here. We are after the fact of Hurricane Sandy, and this is quite the devastating event. This here shows flooding on FDR Drive, New York. This is a pump train in Cranberry Street Tunnel after Hurricane Sandy. This is New Jersey Pier, hit with flooding. And this is the hurricane, Sandy. At the time, it was still hurricane season, so the tropics were still actively generating high winds and other tropical storms. Troughs of low pressure dipping down from the Arctic fed into the center of the hurricane, strengthening its intensity. This hurricane had a lot of environmental damage. Water contamination from oil spills was one. Estimated 630 storm-related oil spills in New York were recorded. Diesel oil spill in Arthur Kill Strait in between New Jersey and Staten Island. 336,000 gallons of diesel fuel spilled into the strait. There were sewage problems affecting water supply to counties. The long-term effects of this hurricane, it's affected 24 states, basically the East Coast, up the eastern seaboard, Florida to Maine, affected across the Appalachian Mountains as well. Some methods of relief. The federal government spent over $60 billion in total emergency spending. Stafford Act of 1988 basically says that under this act, the government will pay 75% to 100% of disaster response bills as long as FEMA has issued a disaster declaration, which in this case did occur. Future implications, basically some changes that occurred because of this. There's more frequent flooding. It made the sea level rise, which caused a lot of flooding. Climate change also occurred because of the strait. Hurricane Sandy is a Category 3 with winds up to 115 miles per hour. While this is a tragic day, a tragic scene, the city and the country will move on. Thank you, America. Stephen A. out.